Hey everyone. So this here is my map Thaif, which I previously named Living Glass, but I've ended up changing the name because Living Glass is currently censored by the game censoring system, and so I wanted to name it something that isn't censored. I do plan to change it back to Living Glass if that censoring thing is eventually changed, but like I said, for now it is Thaif. So it's a pretty small map. I would recommend playing it with 2 to 4 players. I think some people would enjoy playing it with 6 players, because I know a lot of people who sort of enjoy that level of player density. But I personally prefer something that's where like people sort of have like more time to strategize and stuff. So, uh, 2 to 4 players is my recommendation, just for like how like the map is meant to be played. But of course, play it however you want with whatever settings and stuff. So I'll talk about like a little bit about each area of the map. I'm gonna try to not go into too much detail. Uh, but there is a fair amount of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Just so like people sort of know like the different options they have and like just sort of like how it's generally designed to play. So yeah, I'll start here with the courtyard, which is where the rocket launcher spawns. It is worth knowing that there is a snowy version of the map, so the map is covered in a layer of snow. The snow is breakable. And the notable thing about that, besides having like the layer of snow, which are some different jump opportunities and stuff, is the fact that it has some different weapon spawns. I'm not going to show it here because I'm testing out some stuff by recording the way I am. So not going to go too experimental with the things I'm showing, but it does have different weapon spawns. So this rocket launcher is changed to an OP sniper. This sniper is changed to a sentry turret, and then this miner gun is changed to a rocket launcher. Anyway, besides being access to the rocket launcher or the OP sniper, the main notable thing about it is that it's a good spot to get safety from people who are inside the building. So people like let's say you're down here, people can very easily threaten you. So like you can come back down here to like block off line of sight, but then even someone on the top layer can quite quickly drop down to finish you off. But if you come out here, uh, then they also have to come out. I think that takes a little bit longer. So you do this. Well, I didn't quite do that drop right, but then you do this, and then you still have to come out like this. And then especially if you come to this side, you can actually like crouch jump right here, and then jump onto the plant. So it's a much safer way of blocking line of sight from people who are up there than like trying to come back here. And then on top of that, it's also actually a good route to come up to the top. So if you know that someone's actually going to try to drop down to get you, which would usually be a bad move, you could actually jump up sort of like this, where you jump from this corner onto the plant, and then up here. And alternatively, you can do the jump I showed where you come up here, then onto the plant, and then up to here. So yeah, you can do that to come back up to the top of the map, and then now you have that advantage. Because this is like the main power position of the map, so you can see these are grenade spawns, which respawn every 30 seconds. All the weapon spawns are set to 90 seconds, just for like consistency. These are the only grenade spawns in the map, so besides like killing players as they like spawn with grenades, these would be the only ways to actually get grenades in the map. So yeah, it's about all I have to show about the courtyard. I'll show a little more about the inside of the building because I already talked a little bit about it. So like as I said, the this area is somewhere where people would generally like drop down for like safety or whatever. So you could either come back down here, which can be good depending on like where someone is actually killing you from. So you'd either like drop down here, drop down here and then come this way, or drop down here and come out here. There are some notable jumps over here, so like you can do this. Since like this is like 9 blocks tall, you can't normally just like jump from this layer to this layer. But there are stairs right here, and this little inlet is like particularly notable for being able to like come up here, while also being like generally protected from like all sides. So someone who that's like come up behind you, or that's like come like straight on like this. And if they're coming straight on like this, you can just come up here just like that. And then I think that there is actually like a jump opportunity right here. If I had to guess, you'd like jump off this block and then this block. I remember someone doing like something like that, where they jumped off of this and then they came up like here or something. I don't know if you need like dash to do it or whatever. I'm not gonna try to do it on video because like I don't even know if I have like the right method for it or anything. But yeah, you can do some sort of jump like that, and that'll bring you up here. I don't know who did it, but yeah, it's most likely like I guess decently doable for someone who's like really good at jumping, but it's sort of beyond me. Anyway, you do have this jump opportunity right here, where you can do this, crouch at the end. Let me try it one more time. Where you do this. Well, you jump off of this stair and then you end up right here onto this platform. And then you also have like a sort of similar jump, which it's a lot easier for me for some reason. But you jump off of that stair and then you end up here. So if you're not gonna like come out here to use the plants for whatever reason, your best option would actually be to do like this series of jumps. So like these are all like minor shortcuts as like ways up. So rather than like just like going, it's my game streaming acting up. But anyway, rather than just like coming up here just like this, which is a little lengthy, you can do that. Jump up like this, which I sort of messed up, but you can see how quick that would be. And then also do that jump, which I showed before. And then that ends you up here. And then, like I said, this is like the main powers in the map. Only grenade spawns here. I mean, these are the only grenade spawns here. And I'll talk about these bridges next because they sort of interact interestingly with the with this part of the map. Because besides like actually like being up here, this is like probably like the easiest way to challenge someone who's on here. Because you have like line of sight all the way across, and so they'd have to hide behind these tables. But the thing with these tables is that you can shoot under them. There are like legs on the table, so you can sort of hide like your own lower body from like being behind these legs, but very easy to like swap behind. You'd have to like pretty precisely like strafe behind it in order to actually be safe from it. And I don't think that's like something that really anybody can do against someone who like is like half decent at jumping across like this. So these tables aren't good cover against someone who's on this layer. And so your best option to actually fight someone who's over here is to actually come up close just like this, and then come over to the sides. Now the thing with that is that you can throw grenades over here. So if someone's hiding in that corner, that's how you get them, and vice versa. So if you're over here, what you'd want to do is you'd actually want to restrict people from being on the bridge that threatens you more. So if you're coming onto this side, you'll want to really threaten the pistol bridge from being somewhere where people can go to, rather than just like hiding completely in the corner. And so if you're actually over here, so someone's in that corner, and now this bridge is being bombarded by rockets and or grenades, your best move would actually be to have like a rocket launcher and then do something like this. I didn't do it quite as well as I wanted to, but I'll try it one more time. Where you jump over, shoot into that direction, and then you'd boost it that way. I think that was actually the best one I've actually done. But like it came right onto like this level, and then just boosted directly into there. I think that's like the ideal way to do it, but I don't normally do it that accurately. But yeah, that'd be like the best way to finish them off like that, because then you don't have to actually land onto the bridge where that's being like bombarded, basically. You can just avoid that, still significantly threaten them quite quickly. Alternatively, if you don't have a rocket launcher, you can, well, for one, you can use a Maya gun sort of similarly, but the problem with that is that you normally have to already have it charged. And so it's not like a backup option. You'd have to be using it as like your primary damage option from like the start. And with like the limited grenades, that's often not going to be like the best thing to do long term. It's a little weird, but like it's a good option, but you're not always going to have it available when you need to actually blast someone who's in this corner, like at that precise time. So the rocket launcher, you can be shooting, someone ends up in that corner, then you could do that. So other than that, your best alternative would actually be to actually drop down and pick up the energy sword. And I normally host this with default settings. This is sort of what it's designed for. So you could spawn with the energy sword and do something like this, but in case like you're not like much of an energy sword user, you sort of have that as an option to pick up in a situation where it would actually be highly useful. So someone goes into that corner, you drop down, and then you jump back up like this. Jump better than I just did. One more try. So you jump up like this, and now that's how you get them. So if you actually know these options, being up onto this platform when someone is over here actually wouldn't be very safe. So then your best option as someone up here would actually just be to drop down, and then maybe you could drop down again. So yeah, that's sort of how the dynamic of that works. I'm pretty satisfied with that. There's also this little bush that I want to mention. The cool thing about it is that you can actually destroy it in one rocket shot, just like that. And I think that works in a pretty cool way when someone's trying to actually use it as a sort of like escape route. Because the chances are that rocket won't one-shot them, but it's going to deal damage and have them change their pathing. So like if they wanted to jump up, they'd have to come over here instead, or they'd have to come over to where the sword is and stuff. But it's actually a bit of a harder jump because you'd either have to like come around just like that, or you'd have to like really angle it in a way that, I can't consistently do. It's probably the easiest right here, but even then, it's still like sort of an angle where like you could hit your head and stuff. So yeah, like there, I did it, but you know, you still have to go that ways and hope that you can actually make the jump. So yeah, I've seen some cool things now with that, but I just don't see it very often. So I sort of want to make the option just more known to see if it's made more useful just by people knowing about it. And you can also jump like right here out to this top part. Similar thing with this. You can do that. And then you also have this area over here where the miner gun spawns. Not a whole lot to this area. Of course, you have like this cover here, which is a good cover against the courtyard. But otherwise, it's mainly like a jump location. So you can do stuff like that or whatever. You could also like come up here if you want. So sort of good against someone at the balcony, but you'd have to somehow know that someone would want to be at this balcony. Which is pretty easy if like people are actually like using the miner gun. I mean, using the rocket launcher. So someone might actually come over here to like challenge the rocket launcher spawn. And so if you know that someone's going to do that, you can sort of use this to like blast them with whatever. And the notable thing about that is you can actually just do a normal jump over here, just like this, and quite quickly be safe from someone who's actually over on that balcony. Besides that, you also have this jump opportunity, which could come from either the cover area right here or from these stairs. So where you jump over, meaning you like avoid the doorway, so that people can't shoot you through it. But you can also look through the window to actually see where people are. So that way you know if someone's at the top level, and you know if someone is at the middle level. Now, alternatively, you can actually do a jump sort of like this, where you jump just like slightly over the doorway, which sort of denies people the information that you went past. So if someone's over here, like pretty much anywhere on the bottom level, they can see you coming by if you're just on the ground jumping and stuff. But you can jump over the doorway to prevent that, as long as you do it just right. And then on the top level, you can actually watch the doorway in a more restricted way, like you can see down here like this. And so you can also do that jump if you want to restrict them from being able to see you do that. Especially useful if people are using a default sniper, because you'll see the laser, and if they're a good shot, you really don't want to come past just like that, where they can have that chance to shoot you. So what you'd want is you'd want to come over, and even if like your feet are like sort of exposed, at the very least they're not going to get a headshot on you. You're going to be able to survive that. And then over here is the shotgun spawn, which does have this jump opportunity right here. I did it on the wrong side. It's like right here, or you can come onto this top bridge. But what you can also do is you can also pick up the shotgun and just do a shotgun jump like that. So yeah, and that's notable at other parts of the map, like down here. So you could just shotgun jump like that. It's useful in a few areas. And you can also actually do a similar thing with the miner gun. So if you charge it up to yellow, you can actually just do that. So it's like a shotgun jump, but you do have to charge it up. Which, it's not like as like mobile, of course, because like That means you also have to like stop printing for a few seconds. But yeah, it's a decent option. Uh, it really just depends on what you like have available to you and stuff. If you are like a minor gun user, you might find a lot of value in that. But just know that like with default settings, there is an amount of lock blocks, which makes the minor gun disabled by default. So you do have to pick it up from on the map. I think that's everything that I wanted to show. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I know my commentary is a bit weird here, but yeah, uh, it's just how I've been like the last few days. Uh, so yeah, hope you enjoyed. I am using this video to sort of like test a different way like recording and editing my videos. I previously used just like the Xbox's user recordings thing, and then I would transfer it to OneDrive, and then I would actually edit in iMovie on my iPad. So here I'm actually streaming the game onto my computer, and then using recording software on my computer instead. And then I'm not sure what I'm actually going to edit with. I'm still like looking through a few different programs. I haven't found one that I'm actually happy with yet. But I'll edit with something, and then you guys can let me know how it is. Hopefully it's better audio quality than what I normally do, because iMovie for some reason like makes my audio quality kind of bad. Like even Share Factory on PS4 would record better audio than that. So yeah, let me know what you all think, and I'll talk to you all later.